According to a survey by real estate consultancy JLL, India figures amongst the lowest in the world when it comes to transparency in property transactions. The size of the Indian property market is huge and ever expanding, but yet not everything is above board or transparent. In this backdrop, you need a reliable guide to help you make smart and safe property purchases. And the Property Show is exactly what you're looking for. Over the next 1 hour, dial in or email us with your questions, and our expert voice on the show, Sameer Jasuja, founder and MD of Prop Equity, will help you get the most out of your money. Here's a look at today's show. The big story: what should home buyers and the realty sector expect from the BJP government's first union budget in just 10 days from now? An exclusive coming up. A review of Noida's emerging sectors along the expressway for apartments in the 75 lakh range. Ghaziabad's new corridor of real estate growth, the NH24 for affordable homes in 30 lakhs. For first-time home buyers in Mumbai, locations and best projects in 75 lakhs. Pune is rapidly developing residential hubs and top project recommendations in 75 lakhs. Is it a good time to sell your property in Hyderabad? The latest market moves from the city and investment options in 80 lakhs. And Shipping and Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari announces plans to monetize the huge land bank of the Mumbai Port Trust, will commercially develop the city's eastern waterfront. First on the show, a look at what's the latest in the policy space and also the latest corporate action.
The Housing Ministry plans to include commercial and industrial real estate under the proposed Real Estate Regulation Bill. According to a leading English daily report, the proposal would be soon sent to Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation Minister for approval and then to the Cabinet. The bill in its current form aims to regulate only residential real estate. The much-awaited and delayed bill is expected to be brought in the monsoon session of the Parliament. The Corporate Affairs Ministry has clarified that slum redevelopment or housing for economically weaker sections could be covered under the eligible corporate social responsibility category of measures taken for reducing inequalities faced by socially and economically backward groups. This is in line with the government's big agenda to provide housing for all by the year 2022. The CSR provisions contained in the Companies Act 2014 require large companies meeting certain financial criteria to spend 2% of the average net profit of the last 3 years on CSR activities. State developmental agencies MMRD and CIDCO have decided to join hands to speed up the much-delayed Mumbai Trans-Harbour Link and the multimodal corridor projects. Currently, the Mumbai Metropolitan Regional Development Authority is the nodal agency for implementing the Rs 12,975 crore 126 km Virar-Alibag multimodal corridor and the 9,630 crore 22 km MTHL projects. Mumbai Trans-Harbour Link, also known as Sivri Navasheva Trans-Harbour Link, is a proposed 22 km freeway grade road bridge connecting the island city of Mumbai with its satellite city of Navi Mumbai. Sobha Developers has recently launched a luxury residential project called Sobha Valley View. The project, located in one of South Bangalore's oldest residential communities, Banashankari, is located in close proximity to some of the leading IT parks and MNCs. The project is spread across 4.6 acres and offers a floor area of about 1,300 to 1,900 square foot for 2 BHKs and 3 BHKs respectively. The units are priced between Rs 1.1 crore and 1.56 crore.
Now, the real estate sector has had high hopes from the new BJP-led NDA government. With the union budget for 2014-15 just around the corner, there has been a let-up in the expectations. But will this budget be any different for the real estate sector? Will this government live up to the expectations of the sector and deliver what the sector has asked for? Onitam Ojha tells you what to expect from this budget.
Governments have changed, but the real estate sector's budget wish list continue to be the same down the years. Infrastructure status for the sector has been one such long-standing demand. Infrastructure status would help the sector access money for the business at better interest rates and allow tax exemptions up to 10 years.
This industry is accelerated, that's a realty sector. Automatically 250 industries will get a boost along with this. So first and foremost, we have demanded infrastructure status and the industry status to this realty sector.
Then there is the much-awaited and much-talked-about Real Estate Investment Trust, which has been pending since 2008. These would allow companies sitting on built assets to unlock value, create liquidity and make the market more transparent.
just going to accelerate the funding which will go in the real estate market. It will bring in a new instrument. Retail investors will get an opportunity to invest. And it will, the most important part of the REIT, except besides all the funding, is that it is a major exit route for people who are investing money.
Industry players are also very hopeful of tax incentives, particularly for the affordable housing segment, a priority area of the present government, along with a review of external commercial borrowing norms to allow better access to foreign direct investments. They are also keeping their fingers crossed for service tax breaks.
The other important thing government could examine is the controversial imposition of service tax on purchase of apartments, etc. It is very sad that a particular a single transaction is treated as a service by the central government and treated as a works contract by the state government and also as a sale by another arm of the state government.
The ministry has also asked for increasing the tax exemption limit on home loans from the current levels of 1.5 lakh rupees per annum to 2.5 lakh rupees per annum, and at least 3% of funds under priority lending segment be earmarked by banks for the housing sector. But the key hope remains that the budget will convert the optimism on economic revival into reality. That holds the key to bringing life back into India's listless real estate sector.
Giving concessions in either in taxes or taking away a tax or adding a tax really will not make any major impact on the economy or impact on our lives. In fact, a budget is probably has to set a course, a certain direction where the country needs to go.
For the first time, the sector found mention in the President's speech. Now, given the Prime Minister's thrust on affordable housing and creating new cities, there seemed to be a glimmer of hope for the sector this time round. In New Delhi, Oinita Moja, NDTV.
Sameer, what's on top of your budget wish list?
Well, lots of things. Definitely for the consumer, we would really expect that the housing loan limit goes up. I think if there is a possibility of getting an infrastructure sector status for this sector, it will be very, very important and it will boost this sector in a big way. I think lastly and most importantly, I think the way the sector has been going, it needs the REITs to open up for developers to be able to get the kind of cash flows that they're really looking for, and REITs will really act in a big way for the retail sector and for the commercial sector to really get that fillip it's been really looking for over the last 4 to 5 years.
And give investors a solid avenue to invest and not just enter
Absolutely.
into speculative markets.
Absolutely.
All right, so the industry is looking for tax swaps, home buyers looking for more affordability from the budget this year. Moving on, we'll look at Noida and Ghaziabad first, and our caller on the line today is Gaurav Negi. Hi Gaurav, how do we help you?
I'm looking at a property for my self-use in Delhi NCR, and I've shortlisted a project called JP Garden Isles, and the size for that property is 1,305 square feet, and it's on 30/70 payment plan, and the total budget is around 73 lakhs. So, I mean, I just want your suggestion on it, like how do you find the project and is it rightly priced or not? And what do you think that the price may command a premium compared to, say, Amrapali Sector 76, wherein you may get 3 BHK at the comparable price? So how do you find the appreciation prospects in medium to long term? Also, what's the likely impact of NGT order as well?
Okay, so first let's get to his project, JP Garden Isles, 70 lakhs. Is this a good buy, he wants to know?
Yeah, I think also what Gaurav wanted to look at was that he was open to possession coming to him in the next 3 to 5 years. So this the project that he shortlisted anyway, the possession is expected in 2016. But even if you were to extend it by a year or two, he still will manage to be able to get that
in his favorable
time frame. This is a part of a much larger township, 1162 acres and all, which is the Wishtown township. So I think this is a project which is a better project to go ahead with, since timelines is not a constraint as such. The pricing is also in line with the market. It's 4,800 to 55,000 rupees a square foot. So I think if you look at the data points over here, the weighted average price of the market is 5,000 rupees. So it's in line with the market. Anything that will eventually get ready on the Noida Expressway will trade between 6,000 and 7,000 rupees easily, because there is a lot of supply. If you look at the supply numbers, 43,000 units coming up here. But this is clearly the Noida Expressway stretch 2, which is a slightly better location, I would say, which will continue to do very well. Also, the metro will boost this road a lot. 48% has been the price appreciation over here over the last 2.5 years. And if you were to look at the inventory overhang, it is safe. It is 18 odd months. Coming to 2 more recommendations from our side. There is Gulshan Ekabana, which is a project where the project construction has to yet start, although the location is very good, very close to the future metro station, and it's very close to the commercial bases of sector 135 and 142. Also 143 is adjacent to the Noida Ghaziabad road, which is where this project is going to be coming up in. And lastly, we have Lotus Zinc 2, which is by the 3C group. This is a slightly more expensive project. It's at 5,500 rupees a square foot, but it's also got a good location bang on the expressway and near the commercial sectors of 135 and 142. It's certified green project by the Indian Green Building Council, and is also commanding a slight premium due to the builder credibility that has got established over the last 3-4 years in Noida alone.
Okay. Samir, also the latest buzz that we are hearing regarding the Okhla Bird Sanctuary issue, which is a huge concern for home seekers in Noida today. The latest buzz is that all 3 states are carrying out a land survey to decide on a favorable radius where third-party rights of the investors also get protected. But this could also be a long-drawn process. So in the meantime, for fresh investors, how do they go about? What should they keep in mind?
I think what they should definitely keep in mind is that they should, I think they have to first of all be aware of these kind of orders that have come up, because
should they wait it out and wait, because the buzz is also that within a fortnight a decision could be out. Should they wait it out?
Yeah, my view is that whatever is under construction, I think the government will allow those projects to be delivered and eventually give an occupancy certificate. And then they may put a ban on any other further construction activity going in that radius. So I think you're safer to wait it out if you're looking at projects within that 10-kilometer radius. And the second part is that if that comes favorably, then go for projects that are already under construction or ready, because then you're absolutely safe. You don't have to get into this due diligence part, which is quite unnecessary.
Right. Okay. So Gaurav, that's how you should. That's what you should keep in mind when you go ahead and invest in Noida. The project that you had in mind, Garden Isles by JP Group, we're giving you a go ahead. Good location, good brand. Also recommending you 2 more projects in sector 143 and 168 on the Noida Expressway. There's Gulshan Ekabana by Gulshan Homes and Lotus Zinc 2 by the 3C Group. Okay, moving on, we have an email by Ajay Tripathi. Ajay writes, is Aditya World City near Ghaziabad NH24 a good choice for residents? He has a budget of under 20 to 30 lakhs. How is the connectivity of this area and what can be my other options? Okay, so an affordable hub for NCR?
Yeah, I think if you were to look at Aditya City Apartments, it's a part of a large 185-acre township. There are plots there, there are independent floors there, there's villas there. This project is particularly a recent launch and project construction is already underway. This project is going to be ready in 2017, so you can take a year or 2 extra, because the delays are going to be happening over here because it's a large township as such. So I think from an affordability point of view, NH24 bypass, you can't get projects cheaper than this. We've got 2 more options, one slightly more expensive and one slightly more cheaper. So those are 2 more options that one can look at. But just coming to the key data points, not too much supply, 10,000 odd units over here. From an affordable segment, I think that's reasonable. Weighted average price is 2,750 rupees a square foot. So this is exactly in line with the weighted average price of the market. Price appreciation has been about 12% on an annualized basis. The other 2 project recommendations from our side are Gulmohar Vatika. This is part of actually a 3,500 acre Wave City project that is being developed by the SVP group. Developer has yet to receive approvals from banks, so you'll have to wait it out a little bit, and the construction of the project is yet to start. But the developer is supposed to be a decent one, so you can wait and look at this because the price is even more cheaper. So if you want to consider this project, otherwise we have a very reputed PE fund called Sare Homes, which is Springview Heights. This is NH24 bypass again, trading at a slight premium of 3,300 rupees a square foot. But this is a part of a 8-acre integrated township called Crescent Park, where some mid-rise projects have already gotten ready. So I don't think you will have any problems in delivery over here. Construction for phase 2 is already underway.
All right, so Ajay, the NH24 bypass road, this micro market is seeing a clutch of projects in the affordable housing segment, 2750 weighted average price. So a very low entry point for first-time home seekers, a lot of pent-up demand, and there is a significant scope of appreciation in prices here. Also, the big factor here is its connectivity to Delhi, Greater Noida West, which is Noida Extension, and Indirapuram. So those are big drivers. Ajay, you can go ahead with Aditya World City on NH24. That gets our thumbs up. Also, 2 more recommendations: Gulmohar Vatika by SPP Group and Springview Heights by Sare Homes. Time for a short break on the property show, but on the other side, just how is the shipping minister planning to monetize prime land assets of the Mumbai Port Trust? And we'll have our legal expert in the studio to advise you on your property disputes.